Hello, I don't think many of you know about this, but I am also an educator, so I work with kids of all ages, and I just thought maybe I'll share a few things that have been helpful for me as I get ready for the school year, and maybe if people like it, I'll post a few more things from time to time of what works for me as an educator. So yeah, it's not going to be the most organized way of sharing, even though as an educator, I would usually plan out everything, but we'll see how this goes. If it works out well, I'll post more, like I said, but let's begin with something that I really need each year. So for many of you, I think a planner of some sort will be good. Some of you like your digital planners. I like mine to be hard copy because I like to write things down. Even though I have my laptop and also my phone to remind me, it's also nice to have a physical reminder. So my planner actually doesn't have any tabs this time. I didn't pay attention when I bought this planner. It's beautiful. I made my own out of these tabs that I got from Daiso as gifts since there's no Daiso in my hometown. But what I like to do is I like my planner to have the whole month down, but also individual days like here. I would write down if I have special meetings, my to-do lists, if there are assessments that I need to do, or their birthdays. That is where I will write them because it's right there. I don't have to search for it, and I just think it's very useful for me. So this is my first time using this planner. I don't have a specific brand that I like, but I just thought it's a bigger planner than I had in the past. It's obviously pretty, and I just think I will use it very well for the entire year. So I highly recommend a planner or some type of way to look at your schedule in advance. And so a planner like this helps me personally. Another thing that I like to do is to have, as you can see, a lesson idea book. I feel like in the past I've typed and made a lot of docs of things I want to do with my students, but it's hard to find it, and especially, I don't know, I just have a lot of docs, not the most organized way. So having a composition notebook really helps me. I know it's also hard finding certain things, but it just works better for me. So this was from last year, for example. Especially I work with multiple teachers, and so having this kind of written down first, getting my ideas, kind of like drafting before writing in a document and then sharing it with my other colleagues, I found this to be most efficient for me. I mean, time-wise, it does take a little more time than typing, but this just helps me brainstorm. And so what I like to do is, especially in the beginning of the school year, when I'm trying to figure out what my schedule will look like, I kind of jot down. I will probably have like a few more versions of my schedule, but I think it's just very helpful for me. And I also make a checklist of what to do in the beginning of the school year, such as, making sure I have certain things printed in advance, making sure I go through certain expectations in the first week of school, and a bunch of other things that I can plan the week after or in the near future. So having a checklist helps me out. It is not the most organized or not with my best handwriting, but it's just a quick jot, and if I think of anything, I just quickly go to this page and add more to it. So I have a couple of these books, and sometimes I do refer and go back to it, thinking like, oh yeah, last year's that was good, like I will reuse it again, or maybe not. So it's just a quick way for me to navigate what worked and also maybe not start from scratch every year. Except this year I am teaching a different grade, so it is slightly different and I will need to put more effort, but overall I have everything in this notebook as well as my previous one. So yeah, those are some of the things I like to do before school starts, and things do change, of course. And I also have a few teacher partners, like I mentioned, so this will definitely change a lot more as, we have our pre-service. One thing that I plan to try this year is, if I have this extra 15 minutes because I finished the lesson earlier, or I noticed that we need to change the pace a little bit, I decided that I might do something special on Fridays because Friday schedules are a little wackier, and I plan to go over the national day like theme. So for example, on October 7th it's World Smile Day, so I try to look up some fun things we can do, maybe a 10 to 15 minute activity to go along with it. And I want to make Friday be a little more chill and relaxing since they've been working so hard. I think it'll be good for them to, learn something new that's outside of the standards, so to speak, but also it's, informational and fun, and they can bring it back home and, share with their friends and family as well. So I'm going to try it out. I don't think I will be able to do it every Friday, but I think there's a chance that I have a little slot for it, and I hope they enjoy it. So I just Googled some things that could be fun, whether it's watching a video, doing a little fun worksheet. I just have a range of things, and so I look forward to trying it out and maybe give you an update and see how it goes. Another thing that I recommend is writing a letter to your students on the first day of school. So when they see it, they get to read a little bit about you, and then they actually write back to you as their quote-unquote homework assignment. That way you can check on their writing, their spelling, but also it's a fun way to get to know each other, especially those who are more quiet and more shy at first. I think this is a fun way. You can read it to your students, and then they can write about themselves, or you can let them do it on their own. It's up to you. When I taught upper grades, I let them read and start writing, but for this time around, I might read it out loud just in case there are some big words for them. However, if they don't finish it during the school hours, I ask them to bring it back home, and depending on how close they're finishing, I might ask them to bring it back the next day completed or by the end of the week. So I think this is a fun way, and they actually really like it, and the parents also get to know you a bit more as well. But keep in mind, this letter is to the kids. My audience are kids, not to the parents, so I like to put some fun things that I enjoy that might spark their interests too, such as being a Pokemon and Disney fan. I think they will appreciate that. Not sure about the parents, but that's okay. Alright, one more thing I want to share with you all is that I am part of the social committee club. I'm kind of the quote-unquote leader, so I want to try and do fun things for the staff, get to know one another, and just encourage one another. And so I decided to draft out some ideas. Again, I do have a little team, but I kind of have to start off first. And so here we are. I decided each month we will do something a little different. I don't want it to be too overwhelming for the teachers to do. I want it to be fun. I want it to be something short and simple if they have a task. For my school, they really like the Secret Santa, so we will do it again this year. But for the other parts, they are pretty new. I will be giving each staff a birthday card with everyone signing it, as well as a little gift card to Starbucks or something like that. One thing I really look forward to trying is, when it's closer to conferences, I want to have like a poster or something where we can have lots of words of encouragement and to support one another, because those are the stressful months. Well, all months are stressful, but working and talking with parents is a different type of stress. And yeah, I hope that can be fun. We also love food and snacks, so I sprinkled some of those activities from time to time. And I don't know, we have maybe a raffle prize in the middle of the year, like hang in there. It can be something simple, like a fancy pen or something that they can use, or a lanyard, I don't know. But I just want it to be something unique, but something simple for the teachers as well as for myself, since I have lots of roles to juggle as well. I don't want it to be too overwhelming for myself as well. I don't know about June yet. As the last month of school, I want to give them a little treat. I know a lot of teachers as well have allergies, so I will check on what they can and cannot eat first before I decide what's like the final snack. But I think it's just a good way to recognize the teachers and the staff members who I will work with this year. So if you have other ideas, let me know. I also wrote down like you've been mugged or you've been sacked, so you give a little bag or a mug full of goodies to someone. We did something like that last year, but I don't know, maybe I'll change it up. If you have something similar, or you do something within the social committee, or the committee has done something for you and you enjoyed it, please let me know and I'll add it to my notes. Alright, I guess that's all for today. That's all I can think of. Hopefully, once I come up with a few more ideas or share things that have worked for me, I will post it and hopefully it will help you too. And if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear from you as well. I feel like educators are always learning, growing, maturing. We don't stop. So I would love to hear from you too. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and have a great school year, everybody.